how can a man be so whatever that he doesn't understand certain basic things?
So I'm quite prudent when it comes to this myself.
Karan Johar is a different paradigm altogether. You've just done a very successful South Indian film as well. So how did this happen in the first place?
There's one thing to do a dharma film, and then there's one thing to be directed by Karan Johar himself.
Sure.
So I mean, it just came so soon in my career and in my life that I just felt like I have to do this. Hi, I'm Kiara Advani, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
All right, now there's also this question that how can a man be so whatever that he doesn't understand certain basic things? Like, fine, you've studied in an all boys school, but still, this is like rather basic actually.
So I'm quite prudent when it comes to this myself. Well, I think honestly, I'm sure there are men like that, and I'm sure it's happening. I mean, I'm sure that they're probably even so unaware of it, and maybe in I don't even think just small towns. I think maybe everywhere. So now, if they manage to see love stories, they'll know what to do probably, or they'll be aware of the fact that this is something, because I think it's important to have that conversation, right? Between husband and wife, and be open about these things. So
it's an era of Google right now. I think one can always just search and find out that what are the ways that you can possibly do what you can possibly do for that matter, so that everyone, as you said, that have you seen the adult film, and basically both the partners, they are having like a good time. All right, okay, and how's the entire how you approach for something like this in the first place? Because it is Karan Johar is a different paradigm altogether. You've just done a very successful South Indian film as well, that has with Mahesh Babu, that has done really well. So how did this happen in the first place?
Karan actually met me at a party of Manish's. Actually, I have to give a lot of credit to Manish for this, because so after the Cheese Buddy song came out, I'd known Manish socially, met him here and there, but I didn't know him personally too well. But he messaged me, I don't know where he got my number from, which was really sweet of him to do, and just to tell me how much he appreciated my work, and how he really liked my expressions, and because he's grown, he loves those songs, and he loved it. So that's when that's how I got to know Manish, and we started, that bond started from there. And he saw some potential in me, which he would keep telling Karan about, and I think somewhere must have played on Karan's mind. So at one of his events that I had attended as well, and Karan was there as well, I remember we had a very generic conversation about just normal things, like nothing to do with work. But the next day I got a call from Karan Johar calling, and that's when he told me that he was like, I'm directing this film, and remember Bombay Talkies were coming out with lust stories, and the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, but why is he telling me this? Like, is he offering me the film? What's going on? So I asked him, I said, are you offering me the film? So he said, yeah, but I want you to come. So I was like, of course I'm going to do it. Like, there's no two ways about it. So he said, no, I want you to come in. I want you to hear narration, and then decide. So I went, and of course, at first I'm in my head, I knew I wanted to work with Karan. I've grown up loving his films, and for me it was a huge opportunity, because there's one thing to do a dharma film, and then there's one thing to be directed by Karan Johar himself. So that was something I really, I mean, it just came so soon in my career and in my life that I just felt like I have to do this. And when I heard the script and the story, I just felt like it's so interesting, it's so relevant, and it is addressing an important issue. At the same time, it's Karan, so the aesthetics behind it, how he's going to shoot something like this, and there's no one better than him to touch upon these kind of sensitive topics. So for me, I was hysterical, much like everybody else while watching the film. That's how the narration was. It was that funny. So I knew I wanted to do this and be a part of this, for sure.
All right. So see, I've known you since your first film, and we've interacted for, I think, all your films so far.
Yeah.
And so you are this shy and a bit conservative girl.
Yeah, completely.
And so I was a bit surprised that one would say that you went the entire distance actually, and you're actually the one who's taking the initiative in many ways. So maybe is that was what being an actress is all about, and how did you just
Absolutely, I think you can escape
Hmm.
into different characters and personalities when you play, a part. So that's the magic of movies, right? I can be somebody else, someone I'm really not. To be honest, I'm very prudish for you. Anybody who knows me knows how prudish I am. But somewhere, I think even I realized that okay, this is something that's topical, and I think Megha herself, everything, she was so shy to do it herself. She's not a bold character. The subject is bold. The context is funny. If you think about it, there's nothing that's really, it's just the subject that is so bold, but otherwise there is nothing. She herself is figuring it out, and so that's the part I could really relate to. That's the part that made it possible for me to identify with her and play that character without that inhibition, because whatever inhibition was required in the scene was probably in my mind as well. So yeah, it wasn't like
Right.
Hi, I'm Kiara Advani and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.